Southies, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Ceci, and today you are watching a speed build. And in this speed build, I'm doing a community lot, specifically a church/wedding venue. And I've been wanting to do a church wedding venue on the channel for a while. I actually started a Let's Build that I never finished for various reasons, mostly because life happened and then I forgot about it. But I would love to do a Let's Build, either finish that one or do something else. I haven't done one in a while. So if you have any suggestions of what type of Let's Build I could do, please drop those in the comments. I'd greatly appreciate it. But kind of the premise of this particular build is it is an old country church that has been here, and I think I originally have it in Willow Creek, but I do in the screenshots move it to Newcrest, but it's been there for generations and generations, and it's really small. And over time, the church community has built on this modern extension that is, surprise, surprise, made of concrete. I know, I need to get over the concrete. I know, I hear you, even though you're not saying anything, but I hear your judgment in your mind, too much concrete. But my justification for putting concrete in this build is that, as you can see, the church is made of brick, and the front entrance, I think it's called clapboard in the game, but I look at it as more like a plywood type or of texture. And so it's very old. It's made of very old materials, and I thought that the concrete really complemented it in a way that any kind of other modern looking sort of materials, like metal or something, would have just sort of taken away the integrity of the entire build. So that is my justification. If you don't like it, too bad. But yeah, it was really fun building this building. I built it over on Twitch a little while ago, maybe a month ago. So I'm just now getting to doing the speed build. I actually built it out completely for a wedding on Twitch, and even though I thought it was really pretty, when I kind of went back to the build, I thought, I think I want to make it a little bit more low-key, because the wedding that I originally had there was a lot going on. There was like a tent. I made a little tent outside, and there was just so much going on. I was like, I want to scale back a little bit. I tend to make really elaborate weddings in The Sims, which there's nothing wrong with that, and I love it. But just the vibes of this place and thinking of the type of people who come here, the Sims who come here, I want it to be a little bit more low-key. But yeah, I kind of went all over the place as I was coming up with inspiration. If I remember, I will try to put up my reference photo, which is more so of the front of the build. I usually forget. Nobody calls me out on it. I call myself out on it, but I will try to remember. I did put in those, I think those are, if they're not Eco Lifestyle, then they're Sunny Escape windows, which could be more of a modern addition to the original build, but I don't know. You could also say it's original. I didn't want to put, I know I could have put like the stained glass windows from To Get Together or The Realm of Magic, but I really didn't feel like this church was giving me the fancy vibes, even being sort of a small church. I didn't feel that. But here's the back room. So kind of what the build is set up. You have the main build, which is the brick building. Then there are two unisex bathrooms here. This little portion that I just moved is sort of the rec room, where I'll have a bunch of different activities. I don't have it set up just yet, but in between the bathrooms, I am going to put a kitchen so that your Sims don't have to bring food. You can hire a caterer to come cater your wedding here. And then there's also kind of an office space, and I'll get into more detail of what each of those rooms will have and kind of what they represent once we get more into the build. I'm trying to think of some housekeeping items kind of in the between time. I do plan on bringing some more games to the channel. Sims is always going to be my #1 go-to, but I do want to start putting more type of gaming content on here. So you will be seeing some Apex Legend coming to the channel in sort of bite-sized pieces. because the gameplay can be a little bit repetitive. I think what's going to be fun is to see my reaction to that game, because I am I just started playing it, so I'm still learning how to play. So I'm mostly just being killed the entire time. So I'm excited to bring that to the channel. I do have Detroit Become Human, a couple of episodes of that. And I would love to bring some more sort of fun, low-key, chill games as well. So let me know. I don't have a Switch or anything, so I can't bring Animal Crossing or anything like that. But let me know if there's any other games that you might want to see. I'm not going to say that I'll do them, but I will look through the suggestions and see what I'm interested in. I'm trying to march to a beat of my own drum on this channel, but I know that there are certain games that are really popular and people would love to see them, so definitely have to find a balance in that, right? And so now I'm just putting up wallpaper and things. I loved that blue wallpaper that I have in the hallway and in the rec room. I think it's from the bowling pack. It just felt really muted and very calming, and yet still kind of a modern vibe, and so that's why I chose those. And then the bathroom is kind of decked out in Base Game, Eco Lifestyle, and then those wallpapers are from University. This is about the time I was thinking, oh, I probably need to put a kitchen in here, so you'll see me do that here shortly. I'm trying to think of anything else. I don't know, we have the kits. Got the kits before I built this, so that's why you're not going to see any of that stuff in here. But so far, I've just bought the country kitchen. Jury's still out on the dust, the dust. From what I can tell, it's your spaces get really dirty really fast, and I don't know if I'm interested in having that constantly going on in my game. I have to watch someone's full review of it to see if there's like a way that you can turn it off or only have it on in certain lots or anything like that. So I haven't bought that one. And then the jury's still out on the cast pack, which name I've forgotten, the sort of athletic, 90s inspired athletic wear. Not because I don't think any of the items are cool, but because it is mostly female sim items. And I want more male sim content, and I think there's only like 2 things in there for males, and so I was kind of in a slight protest. I was like, I'm not gonna buy this. So I just bought the one country kitchen, which I'm really excited to utilize. So this room is kind of the pastoral room, but instead of just one pastor, you have multiple leadership members back there. That's kind of how I wanted it to look. So not a traditional looking office, but just a space where you can have this build can be a library, so your Sims can go in there and read books. And so now I'm doing the kitchen. It's a very modern sort of looking kitchen. I felt that since this is the modern extension, that they would have more of an industrial looking kitchen. Maybe this was just the cheaper of the type of products that the church could get. And it's, they make food for a bunch of people, so they want things that are easy to clean, right? And so this is the recreation room, and I wanted it to be a place for all ages, so there's activities for children, teens, elders, adults. So I have painting in here, and I have the little scouts set up, and I'm putting some knitting stuff in here as well, and some chess tables and another bookshelf. And I think I also put in a boom box so you could listen to music while you knit or play chess. And this has been player tested, and I player tested it not a very long time, but enough to where I could see that your Sims can maneuver in this room fairly easily. I do put a toy box off screen. I did, because I have this build set up to where you can have it as a lounge, a museum, or a library. So off screen, I did have to add some things to meet the requirements of all of those. I do put in a basement level, So if you want to decorate this space, so like in the screenshots when I decorate it for a wedding, this area is the reception area. So I put all of those activities in the basement so that I could put a table and thing for you to eat. You won't have access to it. I didn't make access to it, so it's more of underground rooms. But if you want to put, I don't know, a staircase somewhere, I don't know where you could put a staircase. You probably have to add a section to put a staircase so that you could have access to it. Maybe make it another kind of activity room or space there. So now I'm doing the sanctuary portion, and again, I wanted to be very low-key, very humble. I put some instruments in there, number one, because it can be used as a lounge, but you can also have your Sims practice music if you have it set up as either of the other venue types. And I'll put some, I didn't know what kind of chairs I wanted, but I thought I'll get some really muted chairs here from the dining pack. That way you can kind of dress it up however you want. You can get rid of those chairs and put something else if you'd like. I didn't want anything too ornate because, as I keep saying, it's very relaxed, low-key, chill church where everyone is welcome to hang out and be. I do put a little couch in the back, you'll see, because I thought maybe the elders don't want to sit on these sort of, those chairs look kind of uncomfortable. So I was like, let's put a couch back here for your elders to sit and hang out. I had a lot of fun kind of coming up with the concept of this, and I kind of a challenge for myself, just really wanted to kind of scale back. My Sim Self Wedding I did here on the channel and in a different church venue that I created for the channel, and I recently went back to that build and all the decorations are still in there. It is so busy. It is such a busy build. And when I was creating it, I was like, yeah, this will be nice. And looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? What was I doing? What was wrong? It's just so busy. But that's how I think weddings, you can never have too much, can you? I don't know. But I am coming up on the end of the build, so if you enjoyed it, please let me know by pressing the like button. Comment down below your thoughts. I would love to hear them on religion in The Sims, or, you know, wedding venues, or whatever. I'd love to hear them. And if you haven't already and you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. I try to post every week, and I would love for you to be a part of the Southies family. As always, my name is Sussy, and I promise never to break your game. Bye!
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow. And the old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you